Okay. As tension grew north and south, blacks became more militant. Frederick Douglass spoke in 1857. Let me give you a word of the philosophy of reforms. The whole history of the progress of human liberty shows that all concessions yet made to her august claims have been born of struggle. If there is no struggle, there is no progress. Those who profess to favor freedom and yet deprecate agitation are men who want crops without plowing up the ground. They want rain without thunder and lightning. They want the ocean without the awful roar of its many waters. The struggle may be a moral one, or maybe a physical one, or maybe both moral and physical, but it must be a struggle. Power concedes nothing without a demand. It never did, and it never will. A word. There were tactical differences between Douglass and William Lloyd Garrison, a white abolitionist and the editor of The Liberator. Differences between black and white abolitionists in general. Blacks were more willing to engage in armed insurrection, but almost more ready to use existing political devices, the ballot box, the Constitution, anything to further their cause. They were not as morally absolute in their tactics as the Garrisonians. Moral pressure would not do it alone. The blacks knew it would take all sorts of tactics, from elections to rebellion. This is why when speaking about liberation, a lot of folks say by any means necessary. By any means necessary, you will secure your liberation. By any means necessary, attempt to seek liberation. And that's why I think it's so weird when people are like, no, try to do it, like this or like this. It's like, no, you have to do whatever works. That's why I don't judge what solutions people propose in terms of seeking freedom and liberation. Who am I to say that? White abolitionists did courageous and pioneering work on the lecture platform in newspapers in the Underground Railroad. Black abolitionists, less publicized, were the backbone of the anti-slavery movement. Before Garrison published his famous Liberator in Boston in 1831, the first National Convention of Negroes had been held. David Walker had already written his appeal, and a black abolitionist magazine named Freedom's Journal had appeared. Of the Liberator's first 25 subscribers, most were black. Blacks had to struggle constantly with the unconscious racism of white abolitionists. In 1854, a conference of Negroes declared, "It is emphatically our battle. No one else can fight it for us. Our relations to the anti-slavery movement must be and are changed. Instead of depending upon it, we must lead it." Certain black women faced the triple hurdle of being abolitionists in a slave society, of being black among white reformers, and of being women in a reform movement dominated by men.